Good morning, everybody. Welcome to this short tutorial about using the WWF Kilimanjaro Mapper. It's a WWF platform, Google App Engine, which led the power of Google Earth Engine for quantitative data retrieval and modeling using previous data as provided by MODIS, Landsat, NOAA satellites or platform. Also, due to availability of real-time data, the platform can be used as an early warning tool. The modeling is based on quarter degree grid cell. You can read it in Wikipedia how about quarter degree cell, and it produces on-the-fly table graph and quarter degree files, which are GeoJSON of the area of concentration we see later, or comma separated value, which can be used on our big platform, which is the WWF site. So to start with, we should go to the website, which is hosted on Google App Engine. That's the website, the WWF early warning, which is the, you can see the website is this one. I can put it on red. So this is the website, WWFTZ earlywarning.appspot.com. So going back to this one, you can type there, and then we can just enter. So this is the platform, and to start with, there is different layers. That's the background layers, a global open source web map tile services, and you can see there is Africa mostly, but you can remove it. There is points of world protected world database of protected area, WCMC, this data coming from. There is polygons you can put, but also simple to see to show some other issues. There is fire information for the past 24 hours, for the past 48 hours, and lastly, there is this online data which is available. So to start with, I can put something like quarter degree, can put a world protected database. So automatically, this is the start with. This is the bar, which mostly used, and this is the definition. So the platform and how to use. You can click and open a Google slide, try to see it. This is the description, types of data mostly available, and more will come. And this is the mostly how to use it. First, if you don't, the area by coordinate, you can select it. You can put the latitude and longitude. Automatically plot this one, for example, will plot near the Kilimanjaro mountain, which is the old World Heritage sites in Tanzania. Near the Selous Game Reserve, which is the World Heritage sites. First, you should select the date, which mostly is for example, let me try to see everything in month. So you can select the date and you can put the monthly. Then you can, for example, 2016, last year. And then automatically you select the monthly. If I differ on the year, automatically change it to year, but you can change it yourself. But that's how mostly. Or if I send the same January, automatically change it to day, but you can change it. So I'll take it to monthly. Then the point which I selected in southern Tanzania, which is inside Selous, I can say this is the point I want. Then when you click it, automatically the coordinates will appear here. Then I select what I want. So there is 1.28 degree grid cell, you can which is approximately 0.87 kilometer by 0.87. So what I want is a quarter degree, which is nearly 27.7 kilometer by 27.7 kilometer. Then I say get the quarter degree grid cell. So it will select the quarter degree grid cell of the area. If I remove the protected area, automatically you can see it's between within the Selous Game Reserve, which is the World Heritage Sites. Then automatically I can go on the data. For example, I say I want to see the fire activities monthly on that area. This is a theme. So when you put the cursor on top, you can read it. When you put for NDVI, you can read it. You can read it for enhanced vegetations. So you can read it for this mostly is marine information, ocean color, chlorophyll. You can read this normalized fluorescence line H. So there are several. And also this is primary productivity. And this is the model which use Landsat data, the Landsat 5 and Landsat 8, mostly calculate the forest canopy density or canopy cover density. There's different names. So for me, for this sample, I select the fire, which interests me mostly, and I run this automatically appear, and you can see the table and graph. So you can see how the fire appears, and the graph is this one. So there is no fire from January until May. There is a little on June, then nothing on July, and there is a lot of fires. Especially the peak is November, which is really dry season, and you can see how the graph. And the good thing is you can copy this data and go and paste in something like Microsoft Excel, but also you can go back. So you can do this for all these things. You can go back and do it, for example, for NDVI, for example, run it to take the mean data, for example, for fire it takes the sun. For NDVI, it takes the mean of the data, so it computes again the same thing. But the good thing, or the bigger picture, is the going through this is the NDVI. You can see the graph. That's the NDVI. Mostly it goes dry until November, where there is a high fire activity. So you can see how the graph tried to show. And when you go back to this comma separated value, you can download the comma separated value file, which will be downloaded here, and you can see your files, which is this one. Automatically, when you have this file here, we go to our web page, we go to our WWF site, which is you can find it here, WWF site, our main platform. So this WWF site, you can plot your data and try to overlay with several other data which we have, qualitative data which we have, then go to access, and then after going to access, you're going to login. Automatically, because I've already logged in, automatically taking in. But for others, if the first time going to ask for password, and if you request, it can give you the password. But that's how the platform works. So we should wait and until this thing download everything. Yes, going. So internet speed, but not bad. So that's how we can wait. Then, so this one is the WWF site. So first of all, there is a lot of layer before I load it. So I say, let me load. So I go into this one, the add data from Global or ArcGIS Online. So there are several data which people share. So I can look on the data within our platform, WWF within or outside, and this one. If you have a URL or whatever, or web map services, but the aim is using the file, the comma separated value here. So what I do, going to that download of quarter degree grid cell, then drop it here and wait for a minute. Automatically, it will take me in between that cell area which I've selected, and I can try to put the protected area. For example, my layers which I've added is this one, so I can put the world area sites, which include Selous. So you can see this world area site, Selous. Then I can try to put any other important features which I think it's important to put there. So you can put the airports, wherever, try to see. So it depends on what you want, but this is how happens. So this is the grid cell. Then if I want to put some sort of to show that this is the grid, I can go to draw and then change this to change the transparency to this one. Then this I can say put it to red. Then automatically this 2 is okay. Then I can select this triangle here. Then I can drag from corner to corner, because this is the square. Automatically the square will appear. So this is how the quarter degree information I've extracted there, I can say. So this is within protected area. So there is layers specifically. For example, when you go to forest cover, you can say forest. Let's look on forest cover. The forest cover, and try to see what I can do with so that I can see the forest cover is going to protected area or the heritage site. Then change the transparency. Here you can manipulate the transparency. You can see the forest cover from the transparency, but also I can put, for example, WWF priority ecoregions. Also, it's the transparency something a little, you can change it. You can see the ecoregions. Then you can go to the red list species, something like that. You can see red list species. Because there is a lot of information you can go around it, but the last thing is, for example, after produce that graph, I should try to show that the printout. So you go to print, and automatically you write what you want. The World Heritage Site. I can type the name here. Selous World Heritage Sites, quarter degree grid cell. Then I can put the quarter degree grid cell. I can put the name, going back to this one. Then I can take the name here. Then I can try to put the name here. Then I select, for example, landscape automatically select for me. I can change PDF, JPEG, wherever I want. Then I say print, automatically it will take me to print. Then this is already printed. Then I can open it, automatically to download, and put my name here. So everybody, when I say this is a quarter degree, nearly 03708 CD, it presents this quarter degree. So this is how I can try to present my data. So putting there, going to any graphic software, putting my graph here, explaining what that's how this things work. So thank you for this. I'll come next time for another tutorial. Thanks very much.